see. Come over here. Let's do our loose one to begin with. Get all those newly added fibres connected. And we'll have a look, see what's going to be top and what's going to be bottom. I think this will be top because it's already looking a little bit hind leg like. This will be bottom. So let's start, pick a good area and let's start getting them a little bit tighter. I'm going to pinch in ever so slightly. When I was out walking the girls this morning with my other half, little Marley, she loves the frisbee, it turns out. She's a frisbee girl. Nova's a ball girl, hands down. And Marley is a frisbee girl. We didn't realise until over the weekend just how much the frisbee meant to Marley. So on one of our walks, where she can go for a little splash in a body of water or in a lake, the frisbee went a little bit too far out. She's not a confident swimmer yet. She still likes to feel the ground under her feet, and bless her heart, it went a little bit too far and she tried her best to reach it, as brave as she could. The tide was also taking it out, and it got to the point where she sat down and had a little grumble at it, try and see if that would make it come back, but it wouldn't, and it was too far out for me to get it. It had gone too far for anyone to do anything about it at that point. And bless her, she was so disheartened on the walk after that point. I had a ball, but she wasn't interested in that. Not enough, not like the frisbee. She absolutely loves the frisbee. So I went to the shops and I got a stock. I got 6. And I was meant to take them out 2 at a time so that if anything happened we'd have a backup. Well, this morning I didn't do that. I took the one, and one of the throws, it ended up in the top of a tree. Well, not the top of a tree, but quite far up. And usually we can, you know, me or my other half can get it out by either throwing the ball up there or throwing a stick up there and like knocking it loose. We couldn't do that today. It had landed, say like this is a branch and then there's a load of leaves there. It pretty much landed flat on the top of one of those, so we couldn't for love nor money get it out. So as I was trying to find some half decent sticks to launch at it to knock it free, I grabbed, I don't know what, either an unhappy creature or a stinging nettle or a thorn. And my right index finger here is getting a little weird sensation. It's not off-putting or anything, it's more annoying. So it's not bothering me whenever I'm doing anything, but if I stop and let the blood rush to my finger, it starts to tingle. So it's more, I guess you could say, bothersome than anything, but it's also a reminder, take 2 frisbees, so if anything happens to one, it doesn't matter, she'll have a backup. But it was okay in the end because loads of her doggy friends turned up, Or loads of her and Nova's doggy friends turned up and they had a lovely old play together. So it wasn't so bad today. She wasn't as disheartened because she had lots of friends to run around with. Yeah, I stop every now and again as I'm doing this to sort of wash my finger, give it another look at, see if I can see anything coming up. I can't see anything coming up. It's just a weird sensation. So it's quite possibly just a stingy nail sting. Hey ho. At least it's my right finger, not my left, otherwise it'd been pricked no end and agitated. Okay, that's taking some nice shape there. That's definitely going to be a back leg. Just remember to pick a piece that hasn't got a well in it just yet. Get some of these up the top here bound a little bit better. Like I say, I don't mind it being so loose, or a little bit more loose at the top, because that's where it'll firm up as I'm joining it to the body. I just want the fibres to all be connected. And I'm going to come back down here and start pinching it in again to make this time a bit of an ankle. Pinch it quite tight, as tight as we feel comfortable with. What I'm trying to do when I do these rapid ones and my fingers are so close together, if I open them up a little bit so you can see, is I'm trying to not pull the needle all the way out, so I've got less chance of sticking it in my finger again. It'll still happen, but the chances are decreased somewhat. So yeah, let's form a nice little ankle here, and then we'll look at shaping the pad a little bit. The foot. Coming together quite nicely. I'm going to try very careful here not to prick myself. I'm going to try and bring it up a little bit. That's not a bad little back foot shape. We're going to try and mimic that. Mimic this one to that one. So we're doing pretty good. We've got a fair bit here left to play with. We've got to make a tail out of that, a couple of ears, and then we'll use the rest for touch up, because that one's not too bad. Like, that one's pretty good. This one's got a little pale that we could do with going over. And that one's definitely got a bit of pale we could do with going over. I think the body's fine. I don't think we need to go anywhere over that. And the face, maybe a little bit. We'll see. So let's try and get the final leg done. start bringing that all together. It's going to be very fun to see how this looks when we put it all together, so it's not just low limbs on the tabletop or sausages and funny shaped potatoes. And hopefully, if we do this right, it'll be able to stand as well. We don't want a little drunk doggy. Let's do our nice big loose ones to begin with to get all this new stuff attached to itself. Bring it all in a little bit and then we'll work out what's going to be top and bottom. What will be thigh and what will be foot. And we're going to find another bed to work off of. I think it's already quite clear. This will be the thigh, this will be the foot. So I'm going to start to pinch in hard down here. Giving it a little rotation as we're going, so as not to overwork the one side. Let's get a real tight pinch on now. I have no idea if my head's in shot or not. I hope it isn't. Only for that focusing purpose. I don't want to have a nice setup and then just have the same focus issue because my head bobs in and out. But we won't see until I upload this and have a look on the big screen. Working that ankle a little bit more. Let's find a bit that we haven't squashed down. It's starting to take a bit of shape. It's quite a bit bigger than. Let's bring it in a little bit. We do making it a bit tighter. Flip it about here. It's getting a bit better. Ooh, that one drew blood. Shouldn't be enough to be an issue. Right, let's make that a bit more foot-like. Not too bad. We do being a bit tighter at the top here. A bit tight up there. Needs to be a bit more there. That's okay. Right. Do we make the tail next and the ears? Yeah. So we're going to get the thinner one for that. Let's pop you back over there for a second. We'll have the thin one. So we're going to want to make 2 little ears out of that. Tail and then we've got the rest of this for patchwork. So let's try making the two little ears first. Let's try this. Let's try that. Let's try and get the same with you actually. About the same. Right. I'm going to try and get these more flat than round. This is where the little felting mat is really going to take pounding. And we're going to try not to go deeper than the foam so we don't bust up our needles. But we won't worry about the tops, that's the bit where it's going to be attached to the head. I'm just going to try and bring a little shape. Not bad. Let's do a little bit more if we can. Don't look. Yeah. Let's see, so we don't mind the top being all a bit airy-fairy because that's the bit where it's going to attach to the head. So we're going to try and mimic that with this one. Make sure we don't go all the way through the foam, so we don't want to ping the needle. Yes, mustn't forget about my tea. I think I've got it just in time. Right. That will flip over, bring some of these loose ends over. Let's try this end. Oh, that end would be better in the end, it's a bit thicker. And there comes the whispering. I was just wondering if that was going to be a bit better up that end. But let's just keep working with what we got. Bring it together a little bit more up there. How are we feeling? A bit more. Don't worry too much with these little pieces about fuzzy ends. You can always give them a little clip if they're too fuzzy for your liking. Right, I think we've got ear number 2. So let's just leave those two there. Tail, tail. Now I think, so we're going to want to keep a little bit of wisp to this. So we'll have it go up like so. So let's get the base a little bit together. To wisp off a little bit. I'm going to take a few of these off the back. This will be where it's really tricky. This will be the thinnest bit that we'll be doing like this anyway. This is the bit where you're essentially completely blind because it's so thin. You have to pinch in so much. Just trusting where the needle's going. You can't see it. I think we're getting there. Right, I think we are there. So before we put it together, we're going to look at some of the really bald bits, get them dealt with. Like there is a very, very bald bit. Actually, we've got a big one for this, don't we? Definitely a sharp one. Right, looking somewhat better. think we're happy. Let's put the happy bits over here. Front. So it's just these bits. So let's come to face first, because it's only a little bit around the snout. And we're very confident with this because it's a bigger bit. Relatively happy with that. Now these two, let's not get muddled up. Yeah, these two are the back ones, this is the other front one, so there's only a tiny bit here or there with that one. It's mainly around there. I think we're happy with that. We'll sort out the bits towards the top as we attach them. So you need quite a bit. So let's come down here first and address the foot. That was a stinger. We'll keep an eye on that one, see if that one keeps bleeding. We'll pause for a second just so it can get a bit more under control, so it doesn't bloody up our work. Right, now right. Need a piece across there. We'll try not to prick ourselves again like that, because that was a smart one, that was. One that makes you go right. And just a tiny bit more up here. Thank goodness. It's got to that point where I've only had myself a couple of times, but the ones that sting really sting. As I said, you can't see them until you buy a pack yourself, or you have some. They're little barbed devils, they are. So it's not just like pricking yourself with a needle and it just goes a nice smooth in and out. It doesn't go quite smooth. It's a little bit of a rough in and out. Yanks the skin about a little bit. I think we're good to go to the last one. You've got a little bit that could do a bit more up there, but we'll see what happens and how much is on show when we attach you. So that's a front one. No, back one, sorry. That's a back one. And this is the last back one. It only really needs a little bit over the toe. At the moment, we'll see what happens up here when we attach the leg to the body. So just a tiny bit for the toes. Right.